Yo, YouTube, today we are watching Optic Scumpy play some Warzone, and that's right, that is Optic Formal on your screen on the bottom left. This is the first game. I was actually watching the stream live and I decided to kind of record this because my game kept bugging, so I can't actually record any gameplay, and I wanted to start posting some Warzone. Okay, so if you guys know me from my main channel, you know I break down a lot of gameplays. We're going to be doing the same thing on this Warzone channel. So what we're going to be doing is breaking down Scump's gameplay and basically seeing what makes him such a good player. Now, we obviously know he's one of the best Call of Duty players of all time, if not the best pro of all time. However, this is Warzone. This is a different game. Now I want to see what skills transfer over, and more importantly, what we can take away from Optic Scump's game. Okay, so sit back, relax, and more importantly, let's break down what makes him such a good player and why, in my opinion, his decision making is just second to none. Okay, so one thing I've noticed about Scumpy is his FOV is 105. Now a lot of the Warzone players play on 120. Now me personally, I'm in a bit of a dilemma because, you know, I play Warzone and I play competitive, I play ranked play, I play GBs, you know, wages, all that stuff. So I wasn't sure what FOV to run, so I started running at 105 recently, and I've been getting a lot of success with it. So if, like me, you play, you know, multiplayer and Warzone, I highly recommend trying out 105. If you just play Warzone, I would recommend 120 if you can get used to it. But starting off, you know, he's just trying to teach Formal the ropes here, trying to get him. I mean, Formal's obviously a Call of Duty champs, MVP winner, whatever. This guy's just a GOAT as well. But yeah, so I'm excited to see this one plan out and what they can do. So you can see, okay, red dot straight away. So he's going to go up to the high ground, straight away get that positioning. And one thing he does really well, in my opinion, sometimes can be a bad thing, but he plays his life really, really well. Now, the reason I say it's a bad thing is because sometimes I do think he leaves his team unnoticed. But look at that right there. So you see, as the player aimed at him, wait, let's kind of see what happens there, then we can break it down. So he goes through, slides across, takes that one, straight away goes for the reposition. So he's by himself right now. So this is actually a really good time to break it down. And look what he's doing. He's backing off. He's going to reposition. He's going to go away from kind of his teammates, get into cover. And now what his main objective is to get some high ground, reposition, and try to take the enemies off one by one. So what I was saying was, when he saw the opponent there, instead of just standing there, he slid out the way, was able to camera the opponent, and did a really good job of playing his life. And as you're seeing right now, again, his whole teammates, you know, all his teammates are dead right now. They're all in the Gulag, but he's doing a really good job of playing his life. Already got 3 kills to his name, going to go through, and he's just such a reliable way to play, okay? Because you want to be playing your life. Now imagine if everyone in your team played his life like this, you'd all be good to go. Again, good use of movement, jumps off there, takes that one, repositions over, and he actually gets sniped there, which is really unfortunate because I think he actually jumped out the way there. Yeah, you can see him getting quite annoyed. Yeah, so I think there was 2 people there, but to be honest, he jumped out the way in my opinion, so bit of cheese there. Okay, time for the Gulag. How does he play the Gulag? What does he do specifically to win the Gulag? So again, I've actually not seen what he does in the Gulag, so let's kind of see what he does there. So goes to the left, obviously with an AR, just watches over. Okay, so right now what he's doing is trying to basically use, first of all, the sound cue. Second of all, I mean, the Gulag's not exactly a mastermind, you know what I mean? Like, it's pretty simple, but yeah, some people play it differently, so I'm interested to see what he does. He's playing it quite patient. He gets a first shot off, goes for the pre-aim. Okay, perfect. So what he did there was he went for the pre-aim. He got a few shots off. As soon as he got those shots off, he expected the player to carry on running, so he just followed the aim across and was able to take him out. Again, Gulag, I'm not saying, you know, I'm a tactical genius, I'm not exactly like, you know, a manager, but it's some people play it differently, and that was a pretty good Gulag in terms of what to learn. Okay, loadout's coming in. Where does he land? Landing is such a big spot, because in this scenario I've seen many people play this very differently. For example, you can go to the ground there, you can go to your loadout, there's many different things he does, but one thing he's doing really well now, which you should definitely do, if you die, think about it, you basically have, from a bird's eye view, a lot of intel. You are giving your team free intel. So 1, make sure your comms are clear. 2, make sure to live ping, okay? Because no matter how good your comms are, if you can live ping, you'll basically be painting a picture and giving them so much more information. And here we are, Scumpy in a 1 versus 4 essentially. Everyone's dead. I picked a good map to do this. So he goes through, he sees one, sees one, focuses on, I can't speak English. Focus on the crosshairs there. We're going to be looking at the crosshair placements. Again, patience, great play there. So as the player went in the open, he waited for a second, got him out in the open, took him out, gets the cash. And what his main objective now, okay, is going to just stay alive, play his life, get enough cash, and hopefully get his teammates back. I've been in this position so many times, okay, where, you know, you're going through, you're by yourself, you want to get your teammates back. How do you do it well? This is a good example to watch. Maybe we can watch the regain here, and hopefully they can win the game. So he goes through. Now, looking at the map here, there's a few players on top of this building, so he has to play this very interesting, very slowly. He takes out one, repositions, great shots there, absolutely frying in front of his duo Formal there. Look at that. This guy's, bro, Scump's different, man. It's Optic Scump, man. It's not like a rookie. This guy is literally the greatest player of all time, in my opinion. My humble opinion, I mean, I've been watching him since I was 10 years old. I'm now 23. So I think it's fair to say I've watched this guy for enough, man. But yeah, he goes through, oh my God, look at him, bringing back formal. That is a sight you want to see. And again, so far, so he played that really well. Took his time, played it slow, very patient, getting those kills, and he was able to now bring back formal. Formal now has cash. Formal's going to land with him, and they're now going to bring back either nade or embos. I'm assuming embos because he has more cash. And you can just see, okay, a really nice, really clean way of kind of regaining and bringing the team back together. Now, if he died there, the game's over. So now you can see as the game progresses how much impact it really has just by that's one person playing his life. He also has an extra Gulag token. I think he picked it up as well. So I mean, so far so good. He's in a really, really good spot now. Let's see if they can up the pacing and what they can do. So Formal just dies. I don't know where from, but we're about to find out. So Scump goes through. I assume he got sniped again. Getting that natural high ground, something he's really kind of good at is just progressing to the better position. And there you go. He takes him out. Good kill. Watches over Formal. Formal's literally about to die. Hopefully someone can res him. There you go again. Timing perfect there. So he's going to go through and stand on this ledge right. What you can do is you can get a lot of intel, but one thing you don't want to do, you don't want to stand still. Now, I've only played this new Warzone solo. I've not played with a squad yet, but it's really interesting to see how he plays with a squad because I think he likes playing solo in terms of on an island. Like, every time I'm watching Scump, right, he kind of seems locked in the position he's at. He doesn't seem like he pushes. Like, I've seen other players like Aiden. Aiden's really good at kind of playing aggressive with a player. I mean, I know Aiden's a Warzone pro, so it's a bit different, but Aiden's really good at, like, pushing a building with a player, like they work like as aggressive duo, where Scump I find really good at just playing that island. So my next video I'm probably going to break down someone like Aiden or Biffle. Let me know down in the comments who you want to see and just show you guys different styles. And of course I will be having my own gameplay as well, showing you my style, and my main kind of objective of this channel is to help you guys improve. But here we go through, great position again, makes this guy one shot. This is so important, so important. If you make someone one shot like that, especially in Warzone, you 100% need to push him, okay? Because one, he's either plating up, so you want to catch him off guard, you want to kill him before he plates up, or two, he's not plating up yet, so he's literally one shot, so you want to kill him before he plates up. Either way, you want to push someone in that scenario. When you make them weak, no armor, and you've got armor, go through, play aggressive because you have so much more life, more health than him. This is interesting because I wouldn't have taken that shot, but he's doing a really good job. And I want you to notice what he said, okay? He calmed out to beam them. So what they did is, as a team, they all shot together. Another thing he did really well there is he used the mounting feature, okay? So what he did is aimed in, he pressed B, he's doing it again now. And what happens when you mount, your gun essentially mounts onto the wall and it becomes a lot more steady and a lot less recoil, okay? So if you guys are trying to improve your aim at long range and you see someone at a distance, if you can, try to mount because it'll make your shots a lot easier, as we just saw there. Got to chase the opponent's hair. He sees one there. As you can see from the left, there's a flare. The red flare means somebody just got revived. So once again, he's going to go up top, I'm assuming. There you go. He's going up top, trying to get that high ground. And I want you to notice one thing, okay? The change of weapons. Now, when I speak about Scump, this is something that all Warzone pros do, all Warzone players, all CDL pros. They all play very similar, but at the same time, the kind of like in-game decisions are the ones that are different. But overall, a lot of these things are going to be similar. Like pushing through here, I don't really agree with this. Yeah. I was going to say, I didn't really agree with that because that player was just looking at him. I don't know why. That's a really unlike Scump play, to be honest with you. That is not a Scump play that I normally see very often. Maybe because his teammates were going with him, he was kind of full sending it. But you can see he's kind of annoyed at that as well. And that's not something I see very, very often from him. I really feel like that's something that makes him so good. It's just a discipline to not do plays like that. And right there, he did the opposite play. And you can see we kind of predicted it because, you know, it was pretty obvious at that point. If the opponent had any gun skill, he was able to beam him out the sky. But at least we get another chance to watch the Gulag. So what he did last time in the Gulag, if I remember, was so he waited, he took his time, he was able to preempt the opponent, and when the opponent slid through his right, he was able to follow him, okay? So he went to the left and basically waited for his opponent. Let's see if he does the same thing, because some people have the same strategy, some people have different strategies. It looks like he's going towards the right here. Okay, this time he goes to the right, slides across. Okay, so he's kind of going up, getting map control. Now, this is so important. Look at the cash in the middle, okay? If he can try to get that cash, that would be another 5,000. He's doing the same thing. Okay, he does the exact same thing. So what he does is he starts on the left. He started on the right this time. Once he saw his opponent, he got 1 or 2 shots off, and then he let the opponent run forward, and they ran into the pathway. So exact same thing, 2 gulags in a row. So it's good to see that he does, you know, he's pretty consistent with his gulags. I don't expect a CDL pro, the guy who's won, 30 chips, to lose a Gulag, to be honest, very often, especially when it comes down to a 1v1 fight. But you'll be surprised. Obviously, sometimes things happen. It's just Call of Duty at the end of the day, so you do lose gunfights when you're not supposed to. But yeah, so far so good. He wins 2 in a row. And okay, interesting. So as I said earlier, landing strategy differs from players, okay? So me right there, I might have either landed on the loadout or landed with my teammates. I don't even know if I would have remembered where I died. So that's definitely a thing I need to add to my game. But right there, I think he did that pretty well. He landed on his loadout and he's going to help his team. The problem is he's just so far apart from his team, as I mentioned. And this is where sometimes the disconnect can happen, okay? Because you can see, in a different world, if he landed with his teammates, maybe they're alive now, or maybe he dies with them. We're not too sure, and that's why it's hard to predict. But one thing's for sure, the way he's playing now is definitely a lot more safe in terms of now he's got his weapons. He's a lot more likely to win the gunfight. So he gets shot. Good use of using natural cover here. Again, positioning is really well with Scumpy. He's going to go through, going to get into cover here, and his team is all dead, okay? So now he's in a scenario where he's got $8,000. I expect him to play smart here. As I say that, he goes through and he gets beamed. He does have a self-res, and that looks like that's going to be game. Okay, he's losing full. I assume, yeah, maybe there was stream sniping. But yeah, you know what? That was map 1. I think we'll do another map. I want to watch Formal's POV, to be honest, but because he just started playing, there's no point watching Formal just yet. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to let them refresh the game. We're going to let them restart, and we'll watch another map because I want to see them get to the end game, okay? So don't, I was going to say don't go anywhere, but for you, it'll be 2 seconds, all right? Catch you guys in a few seconds. Okay, here we are in map 2 this time. I'm hoping they get, a bit more success here, man. You saw Scumpy had a decent game, but overall the team didn't quite play how we want them to. Let's see if we can up the quality here. Okay, that's gonna be the highest now. Hey, my throat's going, my voice is going, so we're gonna sit back, relax, and we're gonna try to break this down, but I'm gonna try to not talk as much. I mean, I say that, but I'm probably gonna talk the whole time. You're probably only gonna hear my voice, so get used to it because I talk a lot. Okay, let's see what can happen here. So we go through again, early game, just going to start looting now. He does have a bounty on him, so this is where, in my opinion, if you're playing, I don't think you're gonna have the same skill as Scumpy. I'm sorry, don't get offended, but you're probably not. So if you're gonna get a bounty on you, I would say try to regroup with your teammates, especially if it's a 2 threat. It means that the enemy's probably pushing you, probably chasing you. So what you want to try to do, okay, is use their aggression to your advantage. Now, one way you can do that is by using buildings, using a little bit of high ground, and basically being in an area where you can finesse them a little bit. So right now you can see he's on a 2 threat. He's basically the bait, okay? Whether he likes it or not, he's going to be the bait for the team because the enemies are going to be focusing on him. So what he should do, in my opinion, obviously he's a better player than me, but what they should do, in my opinion, is use Scumpy as the bait and kind of put him in an area where he's got a bit of cover, he won't die, and or they can run away. You know what, they can drive away. That definitely works as well. Let's see the game plan here. So again, this is why I like Warzone and just overall watching the pros, because they do different things every single game, so it's good to see a different perspective. Okay, so I thought maybe they could sit in a building, they could play around it, but instead he decides to go through, get a UAV, sorry, not get UAV, get on high ground, back off, and now they're basically repositioned. So I actually love this play. Gonna have enough for a loadout here. So he drops the cash, and overall I think it's a really smart play because once again the teammates now have to push him. You see, he's a 3 threat, but the good thing is they've got the high ground. Okay, so they kind of did what I said, but they did it in a lot more positive way. They did it in a lot stronger way, and they've overall just had more of an advantage as a team. So they've gone to the top now. They're waiting. I assume they're waiting for Nate to buy the loadie. He's taking his time, man. Nate's taking his time there. He's I don't know what he's doing, but yeah, he needs to buy that loadie. I think he's just waiting for the mortar to go. But yeah, the mortar's gone now, so he needs to go through to get that loadie, and then that will basically give them more confident going into that fight. Okay, this guy's taking it. I don't know what he's doing, but right now, okay, I know personally, if they die here, I'll be so annoyed if I was Scump. So what I do when I'm personally playing, if somebody doesn't get the loadie, I get so frustrated. So it's not great for me, but I get so annoyed. So if you're that type of player that, has the cash, just try and use it. Try and get the loadie or the UAV, because if you don't, there you go. This is what's going to happen, okay? What happens is you let the pressure get to your team and the enemies push you. If you don't get it quick enough, it's always going to harm you. And obviously I don't want Scump's team to die here because I want to break down the game, but this is a really good example, okay? Because like you saw, when you don't spend the money, when you take too long, what happens is the opponents push you, and literally what we just saw was exactly what happens. He goes through, gets that guy one shot, good reposition here, but to be fair, good shots from the enemy as well, man. I have to say, some great shots, goes through, perfect. But you know Scump don't lose those. So starts off, challenges a guy, gets him weak. They both got each other weak. Reposition, go through the left, and he's now 3-0 on Gulags for the video. So obviously, fair enough, good stuff. That was definitely the hardest Gulag, but I like the way he backed off, repositioned, and switched it. Now, nade shot wins is good. This is good because now he's got money. He's going to drop it, and there you go. So, like you saw, he now drops a loadout. This is what he should have done, in my opinion, maybe a minute ago. I understand the mortar strike was coming in, but now you can see, okay, they're all going to have their weapons. Oh my god, he's right behind him. So, first of all, excellent awareness from Scump. Second of all, great use of cover. And just like that, he's able to go through. But the problem is now, he's not able to get nade shot. So, right there, nade shot kind of got caught lacking. And, yeah, this is going to be a sticky one. They have to get out of this one. I think they'll be good though. They might be good, but again, they have no armor. This can be very difficult. So right now, if a team was to gatekeep them, by the way, this position they're in now is a terrible position, okay? So just so you know, because I know when you watch the pros, even I do the same thing, you always assume they're in a good spot. That's not necessarily the case, okay? Right now, you can see they're probably going to be able to clutch out because of their individual skill, especially considering this squad of 4. If they go up against a normal squad of 4, they're probably going to have more than enough to take them out, okay? That doesn't mean they're in the right scenario. So right now, they're actually in a pretty average spot. It's getting better as they're looting up, but if an opponent was to gatekeep them here, now what gatekeeping is, for anyone that doesn't know, is, say for example, an opponent is in the zone, okay? Right now, let's say they're in the zone, and Scump and the boys are pushing this area now, like we can see. The gatekeeping is basically keeping them trapped here because a zone will push into them and they will have to go into the opponents. However, again, he's using the zipline here, which is definitely going to help him out. Okay, this is interesting. How does he approach this situation? Now, from what I know from Scump, he's going to go to this castle here, or he's going to go to some area with a bit more range towards it, and he's going to beam them with his AR. Okay, so far that's what he's doing. Going to go through. He's probably going to pick up the first blood. So what I think he's very good at is just getting that first kill. And once you get that first kill in a gunfight, it really opens up the map here. So he's going through. There you go. I think he'll get this. Exactly what I said right there. He does a really good job of opening up that first blood, repositions. This gun's really good as well, so it definitely helps him, but I think regardless he would have been good to go here. But goes through, gets a kill, and again you can see he's playing on a bit of an island besides his teammates. Now I don't mind it. I think if you're going to play an island though, you need to be a confident player. You can't be a kind of player that's always going to die, okay? Because if you die as an island player, you are costing your team, no matter who you are. So for example, Scump, if Scump pushes through there and dies straight away, he's costing the rest of the squad because they're back there, they haven't pushed through, and he's by himself. However, if you're pushing through and you're telling your team, let's all go together, and they're just not keeping up, obviously that's a different scenario, but it does depend team on team. Goes through, great shot to take the second player out. He knows the first player obviously went up the zip line, so he's just going to wait to see where he goes. And right now, I think he's in a good job, doing a good job of just kind of controlling the pace of the game, especially considering everyone died there. I think they did a really good job of regaining here. So going to go through the zip line. Okay, again, good awareness there. As soon as the zip line, he starts to get shot. Oh, that's just great play from him right there. Really good play. So as soon as the zip line, he went on there. As soon as someone started shooting him, he decided to back off, get into cover, get some shots off, and help Embo. So fair enough. Good play right there. And there you go. Bose goes through. Bose dies. Formal's dead. It's now up to Nade and Sky. Oh, Bose is alive? I'm confused. Is Bose in the Gulag? Okay, I think Bose is now in the Gulag. I don't know what's just happened to Bose, to be honest with you. But I thought he died on my screen, and now he's alive. Anyways, goes for, yeah, that just kind of checked me out. So yeah, there's a lot of gunfights going on. 7 kills still, but I want to see them, I've seen him drop a few 20 bombs today. I want to see him get close to that 20 bomb. I think what happens in games like this is, I don't know, their rotation just seemed really they probably still end up doing okay. But my point is, let's say they were going for a world record and they had to look back at this game and say, why didn't they get it? I think it would come down to their rotations. They just constantly be at the edge of the zone, and they've constantly been kind of chasing gunfights. They've not really had any easy fights. Like even this fight right here, look how mixed he is. It's really taking its time, and they're not clean gunfights that you want when you're going for a high kill game. But he goes through in the smoke, going to try to get an easy kill. The problem I'm seeing now, he's just out in the open. There you go. So like I said, he's just out in the open, and I think again a little bit of complacency. It was kind of obvious that the opponents had them trapped there, but at the same time the zone was pushing in, okay, which was a big problem. Something we spoke about earlier. When the zone's constantly pushing you in, you're just going to be getting gate kept, okay? So it is very difficult. I think maybe to avoid that, they could have tried to just rotate instead of fighting one of the teams earlier, but at the same time it's difficult because if a team's in front of you, right, you're not going to be able to do too much. Now let's see who we're on board with. Okay, we're on board with Money B. It's going to be Embos. Let's see what Embos can do here, and maybe he can redeem someone in terms of get them back. So good thing is he got enough cash. Okay, it looks like he's probably gonna get Scumpy, and you can see Scumpy kind of advising him, go to the buy, get me back. That's what he's gonna do. So he's gonna go through, he's gonna go to the buy here. So what he has to do is he has to be careful, make sure that, you know, he doesn't get in the way of any opponents, and he goes straight for the buy. So you see right there's an opponent on his left. He's going to go through, he's going to take his time. Now, oh, good kind of use of getting away there. Me personally, I think it's chalk going to this buy. I think you might be able to get away with it. Okay, he's got a smoke grenade. This is excellent use of smoke grenade. I really like this. His main objective now is to basically just get Scump back, essentially. So he's going to go through. And you know what? Fair play. Great play there from Money B. He's going to end up dying himself, but he sacrificed himself for Scumpy, which for the video, I will take it. I'm happy with that. So now you're going to see Scumpy's going to be in the same scenario. Now, is that the best play? I think it depends on who it is. For example, if it's someone playing, like one of your friends or whoever you're playing with that isn't as confident, and you guys really want to win, or whatever the case may be, right? I think that play right there was worth it, but you have to expect to die. If it's one of your best players, I don't think he should be doing that play right there, because there was no benefit. The only thing they got out of this whole kind of whatever just happened, this whole interaction, was Embo's died, but now Scumpy's alive with a little bit less cash. So he goes through, and now he's going to get Bo's back. So it worked out okay, to be honest. But yeah, you know what? Okay, no, fair enough. It worked out okay. I'm going to take that back. It worked out better than I thought, because I don't know why I thought to get someone back it's 4,000. It's actually 3,000. So 2,000 IQ play from the boys right there. They go through, and this is where you need to loot up. Okay, the regain is so important because they don't have a loadout. They have no UAV. They barely have any armor, any good guns. I mean, look at their weapon right now. Here's a striker with one attachment. If he goes up against a team of 4 right now with like all their loadies, they're probably going to melt him. Okay, they're probably going to kill him very quickly. So what you want to do in this scenario is, 1, get your teammates back as quick as possible. 2, get a loadout. Okay, so this is where you really need to loot up. You either need to get lucky and kill a team and take their loot. Again, quite difficult because they'll have their loadouts, or get a scavenger. The main point is this is the regains time. Okay, there's still 37 people left from the game, still plenty of people. So if you can kind of not get distracted in this moment, really play for those kills, play for that loot, really play for that regain, whether it means kill a team or not, I think you'll be set for the end game. So let's see what he does here. He goes through. Now this is interesting because there was 2 flares just in front of them. What that tells me is that the other team are in the regain stage as well. Now, if both teams are in the regain stage, what I mean by that once again is, you know, they're both kind of trying to get their setup. They're both trying to get their money back. I think this is a good time to push them, okay? Because if you let them get their loadout, it's going to be the same scenario. You're going to be at disadvantage. So he goes through, good snipe onto 1. Again, he's doing what he did in the Gulag. He's waiting for the opponent to cross through his screen. So he's basically watching where they're running. And most of the time, average players, they'll just run in the same direction, okay? So if you're a good player or trying to improve, if someone shoots you and you're running one direction, try to mix it up, okay? Sometimes go back on yourself. Just go to different directions to mix up the pacing. But this is interesting. So it all comes down to this for me. So Nade dies, but Formal with a massive 2-piece there. And I just think they're playing a little bit too split. Scumpy just comes in to get the loot. I hate when people do this to me. I'll get the kills and then like my friend or someone just come in, just take the loot like nothing happened. I'm not a fan of that. But yeah, he goes through. I definitely think they need to play a little bit more together there. I think Formal clutched up. But right now, what they need to do, okay, with their cash is try to just scavenger a loadout, man. Once you get a loadout, you get your perks ready, you get your guns ready. They're very close. So they either have to push together and take out this team on the right, or they have to go back and get a loadie. I think they can do both though. I think good shots there from Scump. I think if they get this team, they can buy a loadie in front of them, and I think they're back in a winning position. So he goes through, got the striker in hand, as we mentioned, not the best striker, but it doesn't really matter because the opponents in this scenario, they're not in the best spot either. They're pretty, you know, they should be in a good spot here, Scump and the boys. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Low-key, you want me to do low-key? This one do trap. Just to see what the boy Formal's working with. He's on 5 kills currently. You know, we've not seen Formal play COD in a minute. Let's see what Formal's working with.
There's a kid like to our close left, I think.
What's beeping right now?
Actually, low-key, I want to do this. I want to do this a whole separate video. I actually want to watch Formal and just see like how different his playstyle is. I think that'll be a good video because now we're watching Scump. We can really see the difference in playstyle. I mean, I'm just watching Formal on COD, man. Yo, Scumpy's hunted again. These guys aren't giving this guy a break, man. This guy's not getting a break. 3, what's it called? I forgot. 3 bars on the hunt right now as he goes through. He knows they're going to be close to him. Good drop shot there. He makes him absolute. He's in the right corner. So what he's going to do now is I personally probably would have pushed him there, but he's got his teammates pushing him, which is fine. He's going to back off, armor up. And if you look on the bottom left, right, the trades are going in. They've basically got a team wipe there. I don't know if there's one left. There might be one left, but they did a really, really good job of getting the team wipe. And they actually have enough to get the loadout and to get nade shot back. Well, there you go. They don't even need the loadout now. Look at that. That's exactly what I wanted them to do. So you see right there. Okay, the last guy's there. Let them take him out. Then we can go for it. Oh, he's tweaking. He's tweaking with the lag. No way that guy ran away. I love the play from the opponent to use a smoke grenade, but yeah, he just didn't get out quick enough. So what I was trying to say there was, when you pick up the weapons, the only thing you're losing out now is the perks. You can get away with it. You can live without the perks, okay? But living without the weapons, that's very difficult. So now that they have the weapons, they're in a great spot. Me personally, I would probably still buy a loadout. If not, I think right now, this is where they need to be buying a UAV. And this is something, I don't know why, but a lot of the CDL players, they take really long kind of getting UAVs and stuff. Maybe because their awareness is so good. I don't know. Maybe they're good without it, but for me personally, I always want a UAV on the map. And same with watching the Warzone pros. Some of them are really good at getting UAVs constantly, and some of them are just really slow. So I think right now, if they can get a UAV up, it would help a lot. But not the end of the world. He's going to push through. Going to see what he can do here. And yeah, he's on 9 kills, man. So definitely kind of doing his thing. But I think he can low-key end on 20. Low-key.
Yeah.
So how much money they got? They got $18,000. For me, there's no reason why they don't buy a UAV. There's literally no reason. Okay, so he's weak here. Okay, fair enough. He was getting some team shots there, but I was afraid that he was going to overcommit and die there. Goes through, gets the kill. And again, they're doing a good job here. So I think at least 3 or 4 times they've been down and out, and they managed to regain and just regain and get back into the game. So doing a fantastic job there. And let's see what happens. Oh my god, Bo's getting attacked right now. There you go, he takes him out. They need to get a UAV now. You see the buy right there? I have no idea why they're not getting a UAV, to be honest. It's kind of trolly, I'm not gonna lie to you. It makes no sense to me. Oh, I'm actually losing it, bro. What? Yo, kick Scump, come on, bro. There you go. They finally get one. The thing is, I don't know why people take so long, because UAVs, especially in Warzone, are first of all so broken. Second of all, they tell you where teams are, and they basically control your rotation. So if you're in a scenario like this, please don't even hesitate. Get a UAV, and if you want to carry on getting more kills, just start pushing opponents, okay? And the only way you can do that is with a UAV. Like you're seeing now, without the UAV, there'll be no knowledge that the opponents are on the right. So without the UAV, you don't know where your next rotation is, and that's where you get low kills, okay? So what you want to do, and I think they could have done a lot better, is get UAVs. Now, another thing is, he's kept his $7,000, okay? I think sometimes he gets a little bit tunnel visioned, and right now I really think he should have got another UAV. So you can see his teammates got one, but he should have had one in his back pocket, or maybe a precision airstrike, or just use that cash. Now I do understand, you know, saving that cash in case your teammates die, but at the same time I think it's more worth to have a backup UAV and get these kills guaranteed and then get cash from them. Again, that's just my opinion. But let's see how this one plays out. He goes through. He does have 2 frag grenades. Now, one thing I think he does really well when I'm watching Scump is he's really good at Warzone at using his grenades. Maybe because he's so, like, obviously, as a CDL pro, you're good at using your equipment. There you go. Look at my point exactly. Chucks a nade over. Okay, maybe he wasn't as good as I wanted him to be there. I was trying to prove a point, but yeah. He goes through. That guy's in the zone. He's probably dead here. Okay, that guy's... How's he not dead? I'm confused.
Yo, kids on top of this roof right here.
I've been hearing that too, man.
Wait, to my right, to my right.
Bro, I'm so confused.
On top of a crate, dude.
Okay, so let's see these shots on the crane. Oh, not bad shots, you know. It's very difficult to hit from that range, but it makes him weak. And again, this is where, I'm not going to keep saying it, but this is where, if you had that backup UAV, you're just good to go, man. Especially endgame when there's not going to be many buys. I really do think you benefit. The reason I keep saying this point is because I don't want you guys to do the same thing. These are CDL pros, man. They're going to bail themselves out regardless of the situation. But, you know, you want to give yourself the best advantage. And for me personally, UAV is the best advantage possible. Look at this. He's using natural cover to his advantage, which is great. I love seeing that. And he kind of overcommitted slightly there. So I think, again, that comes down to tunnel vision. Don't get me wrong. It's very difficult in scenarios like this when you're getting third party constantly. But he didn't really look at his left at all. and it was fairly obvious there was going to be teams there, especially with how small the circle was getting. I think he maybe could have looked at his left a little bit. I'm going to say it again, maybe he could have had a UAV up so he would have been a bit more aware, because right now look at it, they've got cash, right, but there's nothing they can do with the cash because there's no buy stations. So why not just use your UAV and just try to, you know, try to have as much intel as possible at all times. But anyways, let's see what they can do now. So on board with nade shot, and I do want to see 4 more of this. Because Scump's dead, we'll watch 4 more. Because Scump's dead, we'll watch 4 more, and then if you guys, you know, enjoy this one, we'll do a separate 4 more video regardless. But the guy's on 7 kills, goes through, gets this guy weak. Okay, mate. Oh shit, might have been the formal curse right there. Might have done the formal curse. Let's see what happens. As soon as he gets res, he needs to back off. Oh, I like this. I like that play. Such a small play there, but I love it. That's just, bro, this guy's just a veteran. So as soon as he got up, he chucked the smoke grenade and basically used that as instant cover. Gonna armor up, get back into a scenario where he's, you know, he should be in a 1v1 here. And he's got the rival in hand, got the MTW. Oh, this guy beaming him. This is not a good spot to be in, man. I'll be honest. There's so many people around him. They're in a 2 versus maybe a 2 versus 3 or something right now, but maybe a 2 versus 4 versus 1. If it's you in this scenario, you want to be up against a 2 and a 3. You don't want to be up against a 4 and a 1. Okay, now they're up against a 2 versus 3. Still winnable. There you go. They get beamed from the right, and it's probably going to be game here, man. I don't think Nade's going to clutch up. If I'm honest with you, I don't think Nade's going to clutch. There you go. That's game. So how many kills did Scump end with? So over the 2 games, I think one thing we could say is that he was definitely the best out of the team, the most consistent. His positioning was good, but like you saw, right, there was a few small mistakes that even the best players in the world make. And again, this is very easy for me to say when watching. I'm not saying I could have done better, but my job is to help you guys understand maybe things they could have done better themselves, and hopefully you guys learn from it. If you did, make sure to drop a like, and yeah, let me know down in the comments of what you want to see for the next video on this Warzone channel, and I'll make sure to get that out for you. Thank you for watching. Catch you in the next video tomorrow. Peace.